हेलो dear viewers, Global Spoken English में आप सबका स्वागत है. In this video, I am going to talk about self-introduction in second way. Also, I will share what to avoid in self-introduction. I hope you all will like it. So without waiting for anything, let's start. Mostly students ask, how do I start my self-introduction? Always start by introducing yourself. If you have not greeted the audience yet, start with a simple greeting, then proceed to tell your name, surname, hometown, and age. Our next point is, what is the best self-introduction? The best self-introduction is one that is cohesive, radiates confidence, comfort, positivity. There is no one answer when it comes to a good self-introduction. Just make sure to keep it brief, informative, and concise because you do not want to bore the audience, right? However, you should not keep it too short in that it feels like you are rushing through it. Find a perfect balance according to the instructions in this video. How can I introduce myself in 10 lines in English? You can easily introduce yourself in 10 lines in English. In the first line, talk about your name, hometown, and age. In the second line, talk about the purpose of your self-introduction. In the third line, talk about your experience and skills. In the fourth line, elaborate on these skills and show how they relate to the context. In the fifth line, talk about your hobbies and interests. In the sixth line, elaborate on these hobbies and show why you like your hobbies. In the seventh line, talk about your strengths. In the eighth line, talk about your weakness. In the ninth line, talk about what you are doing to overcome your weakness. In the 10th line, conclude your introduction. Students, next question. How can I introduce myself more confidently? To sound more confident, you need to believe the things you are saying. This is one thing. Here are some other things to keep in mind when it comes to sounding more confident. Speak slowly and clearly. Have an open body language. Avoid fillers words. Keep a friendly eye contact. Smile. Practice your self-introduction. How do you introduce yourself before speech as a student? If you want to introduce yourself before a speech as a student, here is how you should do it. Greet the audience. Say your name, surname, and where you are from. Mention your skills and interest to show credibility when it comes to the speech. Provide a short summary of what you will be talking about. Show you are open to take questions during or after the speech. Here I am going to share what to avoid in students' self-introduction. Avoid being too informal. Although feeling comfortable while doing your self-introduction is important, you should avoid using slang or informal language. Avoid being disrespectful. Being mindful of any comment that might come off as rude or disrespectful. This could also include body language. Avoid sharing too much personal information. While sharing your hobbies is relevant, you do not want to go on too long about it, especially if what you are detailing is not relevant to the context of your area of interest. Avoid super lengthy introduction. Your introduction should not be too lengthy. You do not want your introduction to sound like a rambling. Be brief about anything you mention, from the experience to the hobbies. The ideal duration of a self-introduction should be less than 2 minutes. So be mindful of what you include and how much time you allocate to each detail. Now I am going to give an example. My name is, here you have to mention your name. I come from, here you have to mention your hometown. And I am 15 years old. Here you have to mention your age. I look forward